what's going on? T-Rod here, aka Tommy Rodriguez, CEO and founder of Automation Empire with my boy Mike. I flew all the way up to New Jersey to do a live, with one of my clients. And again, if you've been following me for quite some time, I've been constantly traveling, doing lives with my clients, talking about their experiences, with my service, their net profit, their revenue, their thought process, the ups, the downs. And again, obviously, as I come here today with my boy Mike, he's again no different. Now, Mike, why don't you tell the people that might be watching, what you do for a living, where you're from, you're a father, and just kind of your overall experience with just some of those things, and just kind of let you kick it off.
Yeah, sure. So I have lived in Jersey my entire life, as we were talking about it. I've pretty much been in the same town for about 30 years in Matawan. I'm a father of two girls. That's my wife Maureen. We've been married for about 5.5 years. She's probably watching. And for a living, I have a corporate job. I work in pricing. I worked in Manhattan for a few years. Now I'm down in Jersey, and just grinding day in, day out. And that's pretty much kind of how it all goes down.
Now, you've been with my service again. Guys, we're going to dive into, again, everything you guys want to see. We'll get to some of the most common questions towards the end of this video, maybe some questions that you may have. If you're watching the replay, you might not see the questions that people ask because Instagram removed that feature so that when we post the lives, that the questions are just overall removed. So, Mike, how long ago did you buy my service? And guys, keep in mind when I say that, he actually has not one, but 2 stores, again, with my service. So, how long ago did you buy these stores?
I bought them in April of 2019. By the time I got, bank accounts, credit card, everything up and running, the first sales of the store started July of last year.
2019.
Yeah, 2019, and both stores.
And now we're at what's the November 3rd, 2020. So you guys, again, know this is not some old video or anything like that. As you guys can see, we're here, I believe. Where are we located right now?
Seabright, New Jersey.
Seabright, New Jersey, baby. It is cold. If you know anything, I live in Florida, and we could walk around shirtless literally in November, December. Not up here, you can't. At least you can if you're accustomed to this weather. But prior to buying my service, did you know me? Were we best friends? Did we meet anywhere else, or did you see my service, or were you referred by anybody that made you want to buy my service?
Yeah, so no, we didn't know each other, we never met. I was told about you from my wife's friend, who was told about you from his friend. So it kind of just trickled in somehow, domino effect. And I looked into it. I was like, I never heard of dropshipping. What is this? So I Googled it, tried to figure out what's going on with this, and then I had to call with you, set it up. Talk to you about it, and kind of answered some of the questions that I had. I don't remember what they were, but we answered them. And then after that, I talked to my wife, and we were like, yeah, let's pull the trigger, let's do it. It seems like it's a good investment, and worst case scenario, if it doesn't pan out, we're young enough where we'll still be okay. But none of that happened, and it's been a really good ride.
Awesome. So guys, one thing I want to really piggyback off that is that he signed up in my service April 2019. I believe you just said June, right? Of last year, first sale? July, first sale. Because obviously there's some initial setup and things people have to do. But this whole time, I might have had a call with him last year, but again, if you watch my, my Instagram and my Facebook, you know that I don't remember every single person that we enrolled to the company. Plus I have a consultant, I have customer service and stuff like that handles a lot of the in and outs of the business and the enrollment of the clients. And he's been secretly in the group, and I didn't know this till about a week ago, secretly in the group crushing it. And I was just like, how come I'm not hearing of Mike? How come I'm not hearing, he's just being a quiet investor. He's making his money. He's happy with the service. And again, I'm not hearing anything. I felt some type of way. I felt like, come on, Mike, I haven't even heard from you. The store's booming. So, and there's a lot of other clients that are like that might be in the medical field or whatever the case is, and they just can't actually speak up about the service because maybe they might be a firefighter, or in certain medical fields that they're not allowed to have maybe another income or whatever the case is for whatever reason. But so you've been in for quite some time, and you were aware of all the risks, all the benefits, the pros, the cons. Mm-hmm. And I believe you and I were talking, and you also said you're a numbers guy.
Yeah.
So he's huge on numbers and making sure things are accurate. And again, guys, we're gonna go over the revenue, we're gonna go over the profit, we'll talk about bookkeepers, CPAs, and all that other stuff. So how long, from your knowledge, did it take you to fully make your investment back on both stores? Obviously, assuming you made your money back.
Yeah. So it took 10 months.
10 months.
And I remember the month very well, because that was when I had that number ingrained, and
Yes.
I see the profit coming in. And the moment that hit, I was able to turn to my wife and be like, "We made our money back. Everything is gravy after this."
How did your wife feel that you made your money back?
She was happy.
She was happy?
She was happy that we at least got the money back. So then after that, if things go south, we didn't lose out. But
You're playing with house money at that point.
exactly, yeah. So I mean, it kept going north after that. The months got better and better. It grew. And it's been a really good experience, especially asking to scale up a little bit, and you can see the VAs working, getting more volume and revenue.
Of course.
So it keeps going up.
Awesome. So you've been in, you made your money back in about 10 months. Have you ever been suspended? Like, have any of your stores been suspended selling on Amazon with my service?
Not suspended.
Did you have a scare? I believe you did have one. You want to share that experience with the people
Yeah.
watching?
So I mean, there was there's account metrics, account health that Amazon kind of grades you on, and the first one that I got was around the tracking validity rate.
Yes.
They wanted at like 95%. It dipped down to I think like 30. Amazon actually called me and said, "Hey, we noticed that your tracking rate is really low." And I said, "Okay, thanks for letting me know. I'll talk to my team and I'll make sure that we improve it." So I immediately reached out to your team, and I said, "Hey, can you take a look at tracking rates low?" After about maybe 3 weeks, they were able to get it back up.
Okay.
Over 70, actually like 90%.
Okay.
Which is solid.
Which is
And
great.
then Amazon hasn't called me since.
Okay. So,
which is good.
guys, one thing I stress on, if you've watched any of my IGTV videos, and currently at the time of you watching this, I have 6 other IGTV videos on my wall with some of my other clients that are producing numbers as far as $50, $75, $100,000 a month in net profit to 10, 15, 20K a month, etc. It will vary on so many different factors, and those factors, and by the way, as you guys can see, we are in a restaurant. We're doing it here because one, this has amazing food here. They have an amazing view, and the restaurant was kind enough to let us shoot a video here. So, and jumping back on track. Now I forgot what I was going to say. ADD. So if you watch any of my other IGTVs, it will vary on so many different factors, from capital, and we'll talk about his capital shortly, to customer problems, to claims, to so many different variables. Not every store is going to be different. He said it, so many of my other clients say it that do lives with me. No 2 stores are ever alike. We try to tell clients that this is a 12 to 18 month investment. Now it could happen obviously less than 12 months. A lot of my clients made their money back in less than 12 months, but it could take 18 months, 19 months, 20 months. But again, it will vary. I'm just waiting for that creek to go down real quick. So enough. It will vary again, guys, on so many different factors. So if you're coming in here and you're seeing my buddy Mike and some of my other clients making X, Y, and Z, guys, my past results to my client do not dictate or guarantee any type of future results with anybody that's watching this video. That damn door. It's windy again. So, now you've been in the group for a while. You've seen some of the changes that we've made, and I've gone through some infrastructure growth. I outgrew the prior infrastructure. Even around the time you were coming in, I was going through some type of growing pains, right, with my business. Yeah. What kind of difference have you seen from now till then with everything that's going on?
Yeah, so the biggest change that I see is definitely the communication. I think I remember the turnaround time was like 72 hours, and it really would be a 72-hour turnaround sometimes. Yeah. Now, I pretty much, I haven't really sent a lot of requests in, but the ones that I do, I get respond same day.
Same day?
Same day, if not definitely the next day. Also, the communication with Melissa has been great when she came on board. My stores sometimes needed an extra Walmart account. What's happening? She would message me and say, "Hey, we need this right away." I would get the response back to her as soon as possible, and then we keep moving forward. So having that dialogue and that open communication has been really good, and it probably adds to some of the success that I've had. Instead of just kind of not doing anything with what you, like if you need something from me, I gotta give it to you. If I don't do it, then you guys can't do what I need you to do for me.
Correct. So, I'm gonna wait for that door to finish. And this part might get just cut out of the video. I'm not really exactly sure, but so do you do other investments? Like, have you invested in other things?
As far as passive income goes, the closest I can say is that I have a condo that I have, that I rent out.
So real estate.
So it's real estate. Outside of that, this is the only other kind of investment that I have.
Okay. So, with knowing what's out there, because guys, again, I can't say it enough in a lot of my videos that if you watch my older videos, I have to say that because it's like a lot of people that might watch this video didn't watch the last 2, 3, or watch any of them at all. Now, with your experience, with you looking around trying to find other things to put your money in, when you compare this to anything else, what is your take as far as investments are concerned? Like, would you say that this, and again, it's going to be totally biased because you have my service, right?
Yeah.
But I believe you were saying something like you can't find a better investment for, like, your bang for your buck. Like, is that how you feel? Like what's your thought process on that?
Absolutely. Like you mentioned earlier, I'm a numbers guy, so private equity companies go in and they want their money back within like 3 years, maybe 4 or 5 if they're unlucky. With this, you get your investment back in less than a year. You can't find that kind of return anywhere else, and so that's where I look at this and I just say, this is money well spent, well invested, and there's a sense of fun to it too.
Yeah,
you see it growing, you see the notifications coming in of all the sales, and so it's definitely a different experience than anything else.
Okay. How often, when you first got started, were you checking your phone?
Too much.
Too much?
Too much. It was like, I had the notifications from Amazon coming in. So every time I saw some sale, I kind of looked at my wife and I'd be like, we got more.
Got sales.
And then sales keep coming in, and then you eventually turn them off. So, I would look at my phone probably at least 30 times a day because I have to flip-flop between the two stores.
Yeah, of course.
And
it's addictive
I gotta see what they're doing. Yeah, exactly. So then, now at the end of the day, I just kind of let the one keep going, don't even look at it. And then the second one, I just have it fresh because I don't want to keep switching my email and password.
Awesome. Now, I believe I even asked you this before, and before I even asked them this, guys, when you're buying my service, like one of the things that I have in my contract is that we have it pretty much mandatory that everyone gets their own bookkeeper and CPA for the sole purposes that when we give you guys these numbers, again, we're going to show you guys the net profits and stuff like that. If we just gave him these and he was just like, okay, this is how much I made, this is how much I owe you guys for the month, yada, 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 like, that's great and all, but like, we want people to verify their numbers. We want people to understand what they're paying, how much they're paying, and they know they're not just getting some, fluff in some sheets and saying this is what you're making. So I guess without that, with that being said, do you have somebody and a bookkeeper or CPA checking your books to confirm the numbers that we give you guys? And if so, have they been pretty accurate with what he's given you? Have you found a discrepancy? Has there been issues? Like, kind of curious.
Yeah, so I do. In short, the answer is yes, I do. I do now. In the beginning, I didn't. I just was like, okay, it's $300 a month, $300 a month, and then when it changed to the profit sharing split, I said, okay, how do I know I'm making this? And it actually took me a while to find a bookkeeper and a CPA. I do have them now, and they went back retroactively, checked everything, and it's within range of like a couple percentage difference because sometimes there's like a refund that comes in at the end of the month, and you gotta process it. Walmart doesn't refund it, so the books kind of get a little murky towards the end of the month in the beginning. But when you net it all out, it's pretty damn close.
Okay. So real quick, what I know what a lot of people want to know is what kind of capital did you come in here starting with your stores?
Yeah, so the first credit cards that I got, first one was $33,000, and then the other one was $30,000. So that was kind of in the beginning, and then once things started to scale up a little bit, I went back to both credit cards, and I said, hey, gave them a whole spiel about how I need to grow my business, I needed more. So then I got bumped up to 50 on one of them, and then 70 on the other one.
Okay.
So then I went right back to the VAs and said, hey, I got more credit, let's grow a little bit more. And then they scaled me up based on that.
Okay, so about 120,000. Again, that's obviously between two stores. If you break it down, that's about, give or take, that's about $60,000 on average, which is definitely not bad. And again, guys, the capital will vary. Some of my clients that are doing $500,000 a month in sales, that are producing 150,000 net profit per month, or even some clients that are producing 75, 80,000 net profit a month. Some of these clients have 150, 175, 200,000 in capital. So again, it will fluctuate and it will vary based on also the capital that you bring to the table. We currently charge $25,000. January, we're going up to $30,000 for my service. There is a $300 per month startup cost, like that you pay like 30 days after your store starts, or the 30%. Some people come in here and they get what we call the Amazon buy box within their first 30 days. And if you do that and you have the capital, we could scale your store to $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 pretty quickly. Maybe not right in the first 30 days. You definitely don't want to trigger velocity reviews and issues and Amazon, I'm not gonna say checking in on you, but you want to make your money without being bothered and having your store paused and them having you to send this documentation in or that documentation. You want to obviously be able to keep things obviously flowing. So without ado, again, he has this Amazon on his phone. So if you don't mind pulling it up and just showing the people that are watching one of your stores, and then you can log out, show your other one, and then we'll show the profit, which is what everyone wants to see. And again, guys, we'll shortly dive into some of the most common questions. And I feel like my man might be a little bit shy. So if you guys are getting that vibe, he's a little shy. It's okay though. I'm just giving him a hard time. So why don't we show that one? Okay. Feel free to point it towards the camera. So, and if you want to swipe it down. Yeah. So this store is doing about $55,000 a month in sales. Okay. So this is store number one. Store one. Yeah. Okay. Just again to show you that you don't need a store that's doing 100, 150, 200,000 a month in revenue to produce numbers. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people see big freaking stores, and yeah, we have a lot of those clients. And again, watch some of the other videos. Some clients are even showing these, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook. We have clients who've showed the numbers and they're producing much higher volume and revenue than these, but the profit's still there. The ROI is still there. And it's going to be based on your capital too. So if he doesn't have the necessary capital for us to grow certain numbers, we have to obviously stay within his capital budget so that we can, make sure that we can fulfill the orders. Now, if you want to switch between the accounts, I'll let him switch. And guys, I can't stress it enough. And as he's switching and logging into his other store, one thing I want you guys to understand too, or should I say more be aware of, is my Rolls Royce giveaway. Normally I just talk about this at the end. This ends December 31st, 2020. I almost said 2019. 2020. Basically, you need to either be a new client to be entered in for a chance to win the Rolls Royce. And again, guys, I'm only giving away one of these cars. So if you're gonna come in and you think that you're gonna automatically win, and you're gonna get upset if you don't win, like there's other people who are coming in. Or if you're an affiliate of my service and you refer 3 people, you get 1 entry for my service. But it makes more sense to just come in, buy 1 store, and then for every person that you refer, you get an entry instead of just being an affiliate. So it just makes more logical sense. That ends December 31st. And if you don't have the money for the car insurance or whatever the case is, you could always turn around and sell it for a couple $100,000, which is what I recommend people to do, right? So I just want to let you guys know about that. That is ending in the next, a little less than 2 months. So you want to show your other store where that's at?
Yeah, so this one, store 2.
And I believe, is this the one that had the issue?
Yeah, so there was one of the VAs found like a security issue.
Correct.
With my store back in, I think, August or September, and I had to change my name.
Yes.
Change the store name, take a couple metrics,
So as you guys can see, this one's even a little bit lower. And again, as he's saying, is that we had to change the store name because we thought competitors or some issues were going on. So when we changed the store name, it wasn't immediately picked up by one of the other VAs right away. So the store was actually off or very, very stagnant for a little minute. So now it's been back up and running, and hopefully trying to get these back up to 80, 100, 150,000 or whatever the case is. So why don't we turn around the store, the first store that you just showed on the app, that's this store, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna turn this around, and if you wanna show them where you're at for the year so far, again, this is profit.
Yeah,
Net
so
profit. I'll let you explain it. He's the numbers guy.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, this is just year to date, starting from January. So January we're still in. So January, February we're still in that $300.
Yeah. Was it slow?
I mean, and then once March hit, that's when we went to the profit sharing, and then you can see the profits were coming in pretty steady month after month. And I think May was a killer month, and that was actually the month that I called my wife and I'm like, yeah, money's back. We're
Money's
good.
back, baby.
Money's back. We're good. So yeah, I mean, as far as the ROI goes, I think we lost it, but it was actually 20% ROI on this store, and then the other store.
Yeah. If you want to switch it, yeah, go ahead.
And store 2.
Now, Mike, as you're showing this, I feel like I say it in every video. Again, I don't really care, but you're not a paid actor, right? Like, I'm not paying you to be here to like fabricate or talk some bullshit, right? Like this is your stuff, and these are your results, correct?
This is true. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm not an actor. If I am an actor, I'm probably a really bad one. But I mean, these are all my numbers, and it's pretty similar. January, February, we're actually down, but then again, March, April, May just took off. And again, same thing. Called up the wife, said, hey, we're golden now. And then ever since, and again, like we said, September, October, there were some issues with security, so sales went down, name got changed, and then now we're going to start going back up for Q4.
And guys, one thing I really want you to understand when you see these numbers fluctuate, like the first January, February, I believe it might have been at this store or the other store where it might have even been a little bit negative, right?
Yeah.
So guys, like this is a business, and most businesses take 1 to 2, barely even break even in their first 1 to 2 years. And a lot of business, let's say you were to franchise a McDonald's, right? Let's say that costs $1 million to franchise it, to get in. You still have to pay employees before you see a net profit, right? You still have to pay to fix the ice cream machine, which we know is always freaking down all the freaking time. You have to repair stuff and again, everything else that comes with it. So when people get into this business, and while we preach it as it's a passive income, which, by the way, we use passive. Like, do you process orders? Do you list anything, ship anything out? Do you do anything at all?
I pay the bills, pay the credit card bills, and that's pretty much
So
it.
it's pretty much hands-free for you.
Yeah.
Except you check in 20 times a day, right?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
So, guys, we preach it as that, but it's still a business and it's still a service. And if you're wondering how this is possible, if you ever looked at anything, if any one of you guys know real estate, excuse me, you would have real estate, let's say condos, apartments, whatever the case is, you would hire property management to manage the stuff that you don't want to manage, right? It's the same concept with my service. People are paying us to manage the Amazon storefront. Again, it's $25,000. There's a 70-30 split, meaning that if he made $10,000 net profit for this month, he'll pay the team $3,000 and he keeps $7,000. And if you're gonna ask like, taxes and stuff like that, like guys, we're not your CPA. Okay, we're not your bookkeeper. I can't tell you how much you're gonna pay in tax, because if he's netting $7,000 on that, his CPA or tax person might get him only to pay $500 out of that $7,000 or $10,000. A good CPA and a good bookkeeper is somebody obviously that knows what they're doing. They know what you can write off. They know the things that you can take off so that you pay obviously less in tax. And if you're making a lot of money, maybe you need to hire Trump's accountant. Okay, you pay $750 or whatever the case is. But that's just what it is, guys. So you've been in for a little while. You got referred by somebody else. What do you think of the group, the Facebook group that I have? We have about 820 something people in that group. I know you don't really actively at least post in that group too often. At least I haven't seen. That's why I didn't even know you were doing well with my service, because I've never seen you post, but you might be still lurking and watching from time to time, I assume. What are your thoughts? Has that been, if you do, should I ask, actually, do you even go in the group? Like, have you checked the group often or not at all? That's probably a better question to ask.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not in there frequently.
Yeah.
I see the post that Melissa puts out there. I see some people posting the results. So
Yeah.
I do like it.
Okay. Maybe I didn't see it. I don't know.
I do say, awesome, congrats. Probably a little bit more now than maybe what I did in the beginning. And I'm not, like you said, I'm quiet, so I'm not big on Facebook.
Yeah, he's not really into like the social media thing like that, which is cool, and that's perfectly fine. But guys, like, do you think though? I don't know where I was just going with that. As you guys can see, guys, this is not scripted. I didn't write shit down. I forget things, I get ADD, and I'm all over the goddamn place. Okay, all you need to know is that people are getting results. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know, at the end of the day. So you've been seeing the group a little bit, you're not very active, but like, have you seen stuff that was in there that maybe helped you, like answered questions? Do you feel like it's a useful community? Like, what's your thought?
Yeah, it definitely helped me with bookkeeping and with taxes because, like I said, I'm a numbers guy, so I was like, I could just do this myself. And then when I started to look into it, I'm like, well, crap, I really can't do this myself because there's too many transactions, too much stuff to do. So then, going on and reading about what people did, they found a bookkeeper, they got QuickBooks Online, things like that. So that it helped me definitely get my business, the books in order. And then, any questions around the startup in the very beginning, I remember going on, how do you get tax exempt? I actually have to go back to it sometimes because when I have to create a new Walmart store, sometimes I forget, what I did to get that store, get that account. So there's a lot of information. As long as I kind of remember what I need to search for, I can use it and find it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think overall the group is great. There's a lot of support from everybody. It's good to see. It's cool to see some people, get their first sale, and it's really even better to see when people are getting like 200K a month in sales, and I'm like, I want to be that guy, next month. So it's good to see the success stories of everyone.
Of course. So, and guys, like I said, I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and it's been one hell of a ride. It's crazy. And when I first got started in this industry, almost 9 years ago now, and I wasn't doing Amazon then, but I started Amazon in 2014. Just real quick about me, that I started dropshipping, on Amazon in 2014. I did a lot of the in and outs, learned it. About a year into selling on Amazon, I decided to open a course after so many people were asking me how I was making money without promoting like affiliate products or MLMs or this and that. So I was doing it for a while, and then I taught for a couple of years, teaching people how to dropship on Amazon. And then after quite some time, I realized how many people were really truly lazy, or didn't have the time, or didn't want to put in the work. And while a lot of people made some money, which is great, that's when I decided to come out with the Amazon automations, because at that current time when I thought of the idea, my team that I still currently use, they were managing my store from 2015 still till currently. So you're looking at about 6 years, give or take. And when the idea just came, it was like, if they can manage my store, why can't they manage other stores for other clients? And of course, we had to put the pieces of the puzzle together, figure things in and out, trial and error, what works best for this, what works best for that. And honestly, I feel like at a point where we're going in 2021 is going to be one of our biggest years, not only just for me, but for my clients, because the infrastructure growth that we're trying to do, the stuff that we're putting into play, the stuff that we have coming out for these guys hopefully in the next couple of weeks, it's just truly mind-blowing. I'm just keep trying to level up to, keep making sure that my clients are not just one taken care of, but just satisfied and happy and doing everything that we can. So how long are we out here in time? 28 minutes? Okay, wow, we've been on here for a minute. Is there any questions that you guys would like to ask?
Are you gonna do Walmart automation?
We already do it. That's the only thing. We don't really talk about it, but that is a service that I currently already offer. We just don't push it so heavy, and we've been doing it for months now. But it's not something you actively see me out promoting. It's just something that I have on the back end.
How do you feel about loans?
My thought process is this: if you need to take out a personal loan because you do not have the money in the bank, this is not for you. Like, I'm being truly honest. However, if you're somebody who has, let's say, 50, 75 grand in the bank, you're doing fine, but you want to leverage the bank's money, that's fine. So I believe he was even saying on a conversation over here is that, hey, if we lost the money, we're not going to go broke.
Specific CPA you have to look for to do the business here?
Yeah, you can find somebody who does e-commerce and specializes on Amazon, an e-commerce specialist, but there are a lot of other people. Yeah, I know even my CPA is very well known in this space, but he also does other businesses as well. But he's very well known in the space because he's also been working with me for a long time. Plus we have people in our group that we do refer people to as Amazon or e-commerce space specialists, and they know what they're doing. So we can always refer somebody to you if you need help.
What happens if my store gets terminated?
Like, if you mean suspended, we send in an appeal. Suspensions are 100% part of the game. So I don't want people to think that you're invincible. If if you think you're gonna get in my service, like a suspension will be inevitable. It doesn't matter what business model you do, Amazon dropshipping, FBA, you could still get suspended. However, our suspension rate is only about 7-8% out of all the stores that we have, and we have over 600 stores. So I think we're doing really fine, and in our group, we had almost 10 stores get suspended in the last like 3-4 days. We gave them the appeal that I personally wrote, and we saved about 8 or 10 of those stores. None of them got suspended. So it saved them. They had the risk warning, they had 72 hours to send in a plan, they sent it in, and boom, we saved it. So a suspension is not the end of the world. We can always appeal it if it does happen.
Would we be able to use T-Rod's CPA?
Yeah, you guys can use them if you'd like. I don't know if you mean me, I ain't a CPA, but definitely would give you guys my CPA's stuff. Just keep in mind, my CPA, he's pretty pricey. He's not cheap, but he is great at what you do, and if you want to save some money on taxes, he's definitely the go-to guy. So with that said, guys, it seems like that's most of the questions. Like I said, we're probably a little over at 30 minutes at this point. Hope you guys found some value. Mike, I appreciate you letting me come out, do the video with you. I guess some final notes with you, like your thoughts, just kind of wrapping up. Do you have anything that you want to kind of really say to the people that might watch?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just personal thank you, for what you do for us. And I know it's a lot of work, and you probably get a lot of shit from a lot of people, and I know it's not easy. So at least from my end, I do appreciate everything that we do and everything that the team does. It's been a good experience, and honestly, I hope everybody else has the same as I do.
I appreciate that, man. And again, guys, the goal is to try to make as many people happy as possible, but we all know in the business world, it's not always easy. And especially as a CEO, that runs a big business. I mean, you look at Apple, you look at Android, you look at Amazon, whoever, the bigger a company becomes, the more customers they acquire, the more shit talkers are out there, the more problems they have, complaints, yada, yada, yada. And that's just the nature of the business, and that's why a CEO gets the CEO big bucks, because they have to deal with the bullshit, they have to deal with the aggravation. Luckily for me, I feel like the majority of my clients are really happy. Even the ones that got suspended, they understand because they've been told 1,000 times, plus suspended my contract and whatnot, while we work on the appeal or whatever the case is. Or stores that might not be performing as well as some other stores. Again, every store will vary, so I just really want you guys to take that with a grain of salt. If you're curious about my service, you visit TommyRodriguez.com. Once you go there, you'll just watch the 19-minute breakdown video, or if you already understand everything about the business, pay the $97, get on the call with my team that will educate you, and then if you're still interested after that, they'll send you the legal contract and we will go from there. So other than that, guys, I appreciate everyone tuning in. And if you're watching the replay, if you have any questions, feel free to book the call, and we'll see you guys at the top.